people did it. So that's legit. That's legit, right? They say the transgender athlete said, nowhere near close to the best times. Swimming against Leah, I knew deep down it was going to be impossible for me to swim as fast as her. At the end of the day, I respect her decision to compete, and I do feel that people are going to have a bad reaction to her life choices. It's fair on her. But from an athletic standpoint, I do see why a lot of athletes are going to be upset. You know what I want to see? I want to see more transgender athletes in sports. I want to see more people, more males, staying true to themselves, saying this is the true person they want to be, and competing against females today. It is a fact. Males, biological males, are better in women's sports than biological females. And this is the path the first and no doubt. These female athletes are not willing to stand up to say anything about it. So their words mean nothing. But every mother and father who spent a decade plus, or just shy of 2 decades, training and coaching their children to be the best, see it all just evaporate because they're cowards. If this is where we are, and I mean this genuinely, with respect to difference, congratulations for winning. This proves, as per the modern leftist nomenclature, or colloquial understanding, women swim just as fast as men. It just goes to show that these biological females aren't the hardest, right? Trans women are women, Daniel Bad comes from the same place, right? That's the main narrative. If that is the case, and none of these people are willing to actually speak up for themselves and stand against this, then why should I be concerned with how this is playing out? Congratulations for winning, following all the rules, following all the guidelines, and competing to a true self. Let me stress this. Leah Thomas followed all the rules and all the regulations. So why should I be mad at Leah Thomas? If these other athletes are unwilling to boycott or say no, well, there you go. If their parents are unwilling to say anything about this, then I see no reason to entertain any of what they're saying. Where are the people who say, my daughter wants to be an Olympic athlete in this regard? Why aren't they all coming out and saying no? Then so be it. Let me phrase it this way. I've got no skin in the game. I'm not a woman. I'm not an athlete. I'm not going to be competing against any of these people. And if no one is willing to stand up, I'm not going to just rubberneck and stick my face into a conflict. I have nothing to do with that. Now, I certainly personally believe a women's division that allows biological females to compete against each other is important for biological females who want to. But if they're not willing to stand up for it, there's no reason for any of us to take their side on this. You understand what I'm trying to say? Like, personally, I understand when we have separate divisions, but I don't see why we would stick our necks out for this. Like, why I would interject myself in something that apparently no one actually is complaining about. It just seems weird for a 35-year-old dude to be like, I'm upset about a swim meet that has nothing to do with me. Now, culturally, I could give my opinions, but you get my point. They say the current NCAA women's records for this event are currently held by Olympic gold medalist Missy Franklin, holds the record for 200 free. Since competing in the women's team this season, Thomas has swam the 200 free at 1 minute 41 seconds, 1 minute 41.93, and the free at 4:34.06. So we showed this, but this just goes to show he is really, really close to Olympic gold records. That's amazing. Is that the world record? That's just the NCAA women's records. Thomas's win was a record for the Zippy Invitational, and the pool where the event took place, only 5 swimmers broke 16 minutes at last season's NCAA championships. Wow, amazing. And getting just shy of 60 minutes. The winning result also meets the NCAA standard required to qualify, which means Thomas will be automatically entered to compete in the national championship meet in Atlanta in March 2022. This is really, really interesting stuff. So let me put it this way. How about these women who are upset about this form a league, form their own, females division? Why don't they make a females division? Now, I get it. I do. Woman is defined in most encyclopedias as an adult human female. When you have a biological male identifying as a woman, it's not the same thing as being a biological female. So thus you end up with a semantic debate between left and right. The women's division was intended to be for biological females, and there is, in many sports, no male division. This is actually surprising. A lot of people don't understand this. that biological females can compete in major league sports. There's no rule barring them. They just never follow. There have been several females who have tried out these kickers for NFL teams. Some are really good kickers, but typically they just don't outrank the male kickers or any other athletes on these teams. So if the rules are arbitrary and we agree to them, and there's no outrage by this, then what's the problem? I mean it literally. What's the problem? No, seriously, comment below and tell me what you think the issue is here. They want to say on paper, if Leah Thomas gets back down to Will Thomas's best times, those numbers are female world records. Faster than all the times Olympic swimmer Katie Ledecky went in college. Faster than any other Olympian you can think of. His times in 3 events are female world records. Wow. Check this out. So, as Will Thomas, the times that Will got were female world records. So we'll see. I mean, look, after abiding by the rules and taking the hormone therapy, Leah Thomas is down over 1 minute from her previous best times. You know what I'd like to see? I'd like to see, as I stated earlier, maybe a transgender division. But I also think it's important to realize something for conservatives, for the cultural right, or whatever. If people are unwilling to stand up for something, you've lost already. I don't know what you expect. I don't know what you do. I mean this. And I'm not saying, you who believes in something like this should give up. I'm saying if the athletes themselves and their parents don't care, and you aren't involved, what more can you do? I'm not going to go to the horse track. They got a horse race over here at the casino. I don't own horses. I don't race horses. I don't watch horse races. I'm not going to go there and make demands about the weight of the jockeys or the tools they use. I'm going to be like, look, I got nothing to do with this. If they agree to these rules, like if someone came in, let me actually give you a good example. If someone came into the horse races and they were using some kind of substance that made the horse run faster, and people said that should be banned, like that you shouldn't be allowed to do that, but there was no formal rule on this particular substance. Maybe like a horse speed cream and they rub it on the horse's ass, and then the horse runs faster, and the horse keeps winning, and by like 38 seconds. And everyone starts complaining, that's wrong, that's not fair. But none of the other jockeys or people racing or managers complain about it. You hear anonymous mutterings complaining about it. Why would I care about it? I would just keep betting on that horse to win. So I wonder I wonder what would happen. Here's something interesting people need to consider too. And I'll stress the point. I do think there should be separated divisions. I just think people, if they're not standing up for themselves, I'm not going to. But here's what I really want to. I'm really wondering: sports betting. They're opening. I mentioned this before. They're opening the Barstool Sportsbook, I think it's called, at the local casino here, and it looks incredible. Oh, I'm so excited for this, man. Big like Megatron or whatever, Jumbotron, 4-screen, 25 feet. Or like you sit, man. You go in there, you get wings and beer. I'm so excited for this. It's gonna be so much fun. And I'm going to go in there and I'm going to watch, and I wonder what's going to happen in sports when people are betting on certain sports. You have biological males competing against biological females. What are the odds going to be? It's going to be like you can't win money. Well,
why is Lexi crying?
People need to consider. If we were going to bet on this swim meet, right? I don't know if people bet on this swim meet, but if you were going to go and bet on this race, would you bet on anyone other than Leah Thomas? Of course you would. And the win is guaranteed. So what are the odds? 1 to 1. For every dollar you bet, you get $1 back. People would be like, it's not a bet. Because no one's going to bet against Leah Thomas. I guess there could be some people who are like, hey man, you can't win every single race. We go to the horse track sometimes, and it's really fun. What people need to understand about this, because people don't understand the horse races. You can bet 50 cents. You can bet $2. Grab a beer, you sit outside, watch the horses go, and you cheer for your number, and you have $2 you bet or whatever. It's silly fun. Some people bet crazy amounts. I'm not a fan of that. I've technically won some of my bets, but they don't pay anything. I bet $20 on a horse to show, which is like first, second, or third, and then I won $21 because it was the favorite, and I'm like, whatever, it's like you risk $20 for $1, not really worth it, but when the horse is the favorite to win with the best stats, I mean, everyone's going to put their money on it, and then you don't win that much. What's going to happen to college sports, to Olympic sports, to whatever betting? Like college sports betting, what's going to happen When you just have, biological males in the WNBA, people are going to be like, well, I know a team is going to win this one.